Imagine a world where seeing could be your last mistake. What if simply looking at something could drive you to the brink of insanity or even death? Sounds terrifying, right? Well, this is the world Bird Box introduces us to. Today, we're diving deep into Netflix's 2018 thriller, Bird Box, starring the incredible Sandra Bullock. A post-apocalyptic survival story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. But what's more than just surviving in this world? It's about fear, resilience, and the unknown. In this video, we'll uncover the chilling premise of Bird Box, dive into the gripping performances by the cast, and discuss its powerful symbolism and themes that have haunted viewers. You'll also learn a few lesser-known facts and behind-the-scenes tidbits about this blockbuster thriller, making this more than just a typical review. Stick around till the end because we'll also explore how Bird Box became a global sensation, breaking records on Netflix, and why it sparked so many debates about its ambiguous ending. Trust me, you'll want to hear it all. So, if you're ready to experience the suspense of Bird Box like never before, welcome to Movies Review. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our movie insights. Let's get started. In Bird Box, we are thrust into a terrifying world where an invisible force is causing mass suicides across the globe. It's not just any regular apocalyptic scenario. This unseen force is so terrifying that merely catching a glimpse of it drives people to insanity, prompting them to take their own lives. As society crumbles, a new kind of survival tactic is born. The key to surviving the chaos is simple: keep your eyes closed. The world around you is a death trap, and the only way to stay alive is to remain blindfolded, even when venturing outside. This terrifying premise is what drives the narrative forward. The force is never fully explained, leaving an air of mystery that heightens the tension and fear. As the world becomes more desolate and people struggle to adapt to the new reality, Bird Box focuses on the psychological trauma of being constantly on edge. There's no guarantee of safety, no certainty of tomorrow, only the instinct to survive. The film takes viewers on a harrowing journey of survival, making every moment intense and unpredictable. Malorie, played by Sandra Bullock, is our protagonist, and she becomes the emotional core of the story. She's a mother, thrown into this apocalyptic nightmare, trying to protect her two young children, whom she names Boy and Girl. The concept of Bird Box hinges on the idea that survival is not just about navigating this ruined world, but also about keeping her children safe from a threat they cannot even see. What makes Malorie's character even more compelling is her journey from cold, detached survivor to someone who deeply cares for her children. At the start, she's hardened, distrustful, and emotionally distant, which makes perfect sense given the catastrophic circumstances she faces. As the film progresses, Malorie must confront her own fears and learn to trust others for the sake of her children's future. It's this transformation, her evolution from survivalist to mother, that drives the emotional weight of the film. To survive in this post-apocalyptic world, Malorie and her children must rely on one crucial, seemingly absurd tactic: keeping their eyes blindfolded. This challenge forces them into a world where their sense of sight is completely removed. Moving through this world without sight isn't just difficult, it's terrifying. At every turn, the fear of the unseen looms large. The blindfolds act as both a literal and metaphorical barrier between the characters and the horror of the outside world. The tension is palpable as Malorie has to navigate through unfamiliar places with no vision, relying solely on her other senses and instincts. Every action becomes more deliberate, every step more calculated. The blindfolds are not just a tool for survival, they are a constant reminder of the danger that lies just beyond their sight. The very act of keeping blindfolded intensifies the suspense throughout the movie. What's more unsettling is the knowledge that the unseen threat is both an immediate danger and an unknown one, adding to the sense of helplessness and vulnerability. Sandra Bullock's portrayal of Malorie in Bird Box is nothing short of riveting. She plays the role of a mother who has been forced into an unimaginable situation. The emotional depth she brings to her character is what makes Bird Box resonate long after the credits roll. From the very beginning, we see a woman who is emotionally shut off, unwilling to form attachments because of the horrific world she lives in. But as the story unfolds, Bullock masterfully depicts Malorie's gradual transformation into a fiercely protective mother. Her performance in the most intense moments, where Malorie must fight not just to protect her children, but to survive herself, captures the raw vulnerability and strength of a mother in peril. Bullock's ability to balance fear, anger, and a deep sense of responsibility adds layers to the character. She's not just fighting for survival in a world gone mad, she's fighting for her children's future in a world that's lost all sense of humanity. This complexity is what makes her character relatable and human. While Bullock's performance is central to the film, the supporting cast also shines, adding richness to the narrative. John Malkovich plays a gruff, cynical character named Douglas, who constantly clashes with others in the group. His character brings tension and conflict, which adds to the drama of the story. Malkovich's presence reminds us that in times of crisis, the lines between survival and humanity can easily blur. Trevante Rhodes, who plays Tom, another key character in the film, delivers a performance that's both grounded and sincere. His chemistry with Bullock's Malorie adds emotional weight to the story, particularly as their bond strengthens throughout the film. Rhodes's portrayal of Tom, a man willing to sacrifice his own safety for the sake of others, plays a crucial role in keeping the audience emotionally invested in the survival aspect of the story. Together, these performances bring the script to life and create a film that's not just about surviving the unknown, but also about human connection in the face of adversity. Director Suzanne Bier creates a haunting and immersive world in Bird Box through her careful use of cinematography. The muted color palette and desaturated tones mirror the bleakness of the apocalyptic world the characters inhabit. It's a world stripped of hope, of vibrance, and Bier ensures that this visual austerity reflects the emotional emptiness felt by the survivors. The colors are deliberately washed out, adding to the film's sense of doom and despair. The absence of vibrant colors enhances the sense of isolation and detachment. The settings, whether it's the rundown house Malorie hides in or the forest they must navigate, are filmed in ways that make the world seem vast and inhospitable. Bier's approach to framing the characters also adds to the tension, as we often feel distant from the action. This makes every moment feel unnervingly lonely, as though we too are being shut off from the rest of the world, just as Malorie and her children are. One of the most remarkable elements of Bird Box is its masterful use of sound and silence to build tension. Bier doesn't rely heavily on traditional horror tropes. Instead, she uses the absence of sound to create unease. The rustling of leaves, the sound of wind, or a distant creak can send a chill down the spine because the audience knows that something deadly could be lurking just out of sight. Silence, especially in key moments, amplifies the fear and suspense, making the atmosphere even more oppressive. Every sound feels significant, and the quiet moments are often the most nerve-wracking. Bier creates an almost claustrophobic feeling, even in wide open spaces, by focusing on the small details. The rustle of a branch, the whisper of wind, the faintest noise that could signal danger. This subtle use of sound heightens the tension and keeps viewers on edge, never quite sure when something terrifying will happen. The central theme of Bird Box revolves around the concept of the unknown. The invisible force that drives people to suicide is never fully explained, and that uncertainty is what makes the threat so terrifying. The unseen is always scarier than what we can see, and this taps into a deep, primal fear. The film uses this ambiguity to make the horror more psychological than physical. The characters are not just battling a visible monster, they're struggling with an invisible, unpredictable force that could strike at any moment. In times of crisis, human nature is tested. Bird Box doesn't just focus on survival against an external threat, it also examines how people react when the rules of society break down. Malorie's journey reflects this struggle as she goes from a solitary, emotionally closed-off person to someone who must trust others for the sake of her children's future. The film explores the complexities of human emotions under extreme stress: trust, fear, hope, and betrayal. In a world where nothing is certain, survival requires more than just the will to live. It requires trust and cooperation. The blindfolds are not only a survival tactic, but also a powerful symbol in the film. They represent the choices we make when we confront the harsh realities of life. The blindfolds are a metaphor for ignorance, the decision to look away from something too painful to face. However, in Bird Box, they also symbolize the strength it takes to move forward despite fear, to confront the unknown with bravery. In essence, the blindfolds represent both the literal and metaphorical blindness we all face when confronted with uncertainty and fear. Bird Box became a global phenomenon upon its release. It quickly became one of Netflix's most watched films, with millions of viewers tuning in during its first week. The suspenseful premise, combined with Sandra Bullock's powerful performance, drew audiences worldwide. The film's success is also due to the cultural conversation it sparked. From memes to social media discussions, the movie gained a massive following. Viewers were captivated by the premise and intrigued by the mysterious force driving the plot. Critically, Bird Box garnered mixed reviews. Some praised its gripping suspense and Bullock's performance, calling it an effective psychological thriller that kept viewers on the edge of their seats. However, others criticized its pacing and lack of depth in the storyline. Despite these criticisms, the film was largely successful in capturing the audience's attention and engaging them in a conversation about survival, fear, and the unknown. It may not have pleased everyone, but it certainly left a lasting impression. While Bird Box is not without its flaws, it undeniably offers a gripping survival tale that keeps you on the edge of your seat. The mystery surrounding the unseen force, combined with the tension of navigating a post-apocalyptic world, creates a hauntingly suspenseful experience. Sandra Bullock's powerful performance and the film's unique premise make it a standout in the genre. If you're someone who enjoys suspenseful, thought-provoking films that explore the human condition under extreme pressure, Bird Box is definitely worth watching. It's not just about surviving the world outside, but also about confronting your own fears, making it a story with layers that will leave you thinking long after the credits roll. Have you watched Bird Box? What did you think about the ending and the survival tactics? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications for more movie reviews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.